themselves at the moment. Now, as to whether he wants to stay on the Africa continent is one question. As to whether he wants to go to the Gulf is another. Because we have been told that there's strong interest from Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
In terms of bringing him on as their new coach to replace Herve Renard. So all of those conversations are going on. But again, you look at his body of work and you look at the kind of players he's worked with Morocco between 2022, August 2022 and March 2026. He's managed players mostly with a bit of European flair. Okay, so you talk about Hakimis and the likes, you know, I mean, you can name them. Lots of them. Even his goalkeeper, Bono. You know, all of these players had different parts. Okay? All of these players had that European style of football embedded in them. And Regragui seemed to understand that system very well. And so, if you look at his exploits even in the World Cup, he had a very smooth ride in the World Cup because of his understanding of the European game or the understanding of that kind of international football. So, again, questions are being asked. Okay, well, yes, he's been very dominant on that front. But when it comes to getting Morocco over the line during AFCONs and all, he struggled. Why has he struggled? All of those questions have come up. Until he recently won the AFCON, there were issues with...
That sounds so awkward. No, it sounds so funny.
See, I just knew that I was going to flag that.
It sounds so funny whenever you say it. Okay.
So again, you look at all of that and say, well, in terms of his CV, in terms of his body of work, perfect. Now you look at the profile of players he has in the Black Stars and the profile of players he worked with during his time at Morocco. And then you now look at it and say, well, he's obviously the right man. But would he be at the right team with the right players that would suit his style of play and his philosophy? That will now begin to raise questions as to whether he really now fits into that space as Black Stars coach. So that is it on Regragui.
Okay.
Update on Herve Renard
in a bit. Let's go to the line. We've been joined by former Vice President of the Ghana Football Association, George Kwesi Afriyie. He joins us as somebody who understands where we are now, and we'll get his thoughts on what potentially should be the way forward. Mr. Afriyie, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Nathan.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, very well, thank you.
And thank you so much for joining us. First question, your reaction to events in the last 2 days. It's been a very hectic last 2 days. We fired Otto Addo on Monday in Germany. We are now looking for a new coach and all. What do you make of the entire situation? How do you feel about all of this and the actions we have taken as a country?
Okay, good morning to your listeners and viewers. And it's just unfortunate, but sometimes it's important that situations like this arise for us to make perfect decision, or at least to make a very good decision going forward. I will praise the FA for putting these two games together, because at least it has exposed certain aspects of our team, both technical and players. It has also given us some overview of what we are to expect. Honestly, I don't see it as a misfortune. Though it has happened, I don't see it as a misfortune, because looking at the whole exercise, the two games, I think that some players are not ready for the World Cup, personally, from the way I see it. Two, the Otto situation, I have questioned why now. I keep asking why now, why now, why now? Why now? Because, first of all, Otto was not the right man for the job. We had no basis in hiring Otto in the first place. And I sometimes find it difficult why the leadership of FA have failed to listen. Even you, the sporting media, or you sports journalists, let me put it that way. I find it very difficult why the leadership, because to the best of my knowledge, 3 top officials of the Ghana Football Association are part of the sporting media, and some are even members of SWAG. And I'm referring to the FA president. I'm referring to the general secretary. I'm referring to my brother Prandiabi. These are seasoned sports media men. Seasoned ones. And they've done this job decades. So I find it difficult that now they are in charge of our football and they don't want to listen to the sports media. Because right from the beginning, every person in this country who really loved football and followed football says that by your own criteria that you have set forth, Otto doesn't qualify. But yet still, they went ahead and gave the job to Otto. Whose interest are you serving? Are you serving the Ghanaian people's interest, or you are serving your own personal interest? So for me, I don't really want to talk about Otto. Because, see, Nathan, before Otto was appointed, you had done this matramakwe, and you keep doing it. You came in to see a Kwesi Appiah that has been trained by the GFA. When Kate took over in 2019, a certain Kwesi Appiah has gone through the mill. He's gone through the mill to be trained by the FA, because FA built Kwesi Appiah's capacity. How did we do that? Remember, Kwesi Appiah was attached to a foreign coach here in Ghana. So he deputized for Black Stars head coach. So he learned the job. He then had the opportunity to coach the Black Stars. And don't let us make a mistake. Sometimes we forgot that it was Kwesi Appiah who discovered a certain talent for our game here. Either two, they were existing in the sporting space, but nobody recognizes them. I can talk of Aki. I can talk of even Kudus. Please. And it is the same Kwesi Appiah who masterminded the 6-1 against Egypt. Almighty Egypt was beaten 6-1 in Kumasi Baba Yara Sports Stadium. It was Kwesi Appiah. It was Kwesi Appiah who drew 2-2 with Germany. So, yes, he may have had his flaws. He may have maybe make mistakes along the line. But in life, Nathan, once you are aging, you are growing. If your way of thinking doesn't grow, then you are not a human being. Then you are not a human being. As you are aging, your way of doing things, everything about you must change, because you evolve along the line. And people will be advising you, George, you're supposed to tone down this. You do this, it's not good. Now do this, do that. So for me, I think that at a point, Kwesi Appiah was even mature to coach our Black Stars.
Okay.
Then came in Mr. Ketokriku, who says that why he wants to take the Black Stars to Kwesi Appiah doesn't qualify. That's where his words, not me. He says that he wants to place the Black Stars as a certain pedestal, and that where he wants to, as a leader of the federation, Kwesi Appiah doesn't qualify. Fine. But what you sports media fail to do is that when he said that and went in for his assistant, everybody was in this country and they kept quiet. You sack the experienced one, then you brought his deputy, Charles Akono. And all of you, hypocritical as everybody can be, we kept quiet. Then after a few matches, after forcing players on CK, which is what you had come to do, you sack him. And here is the breaking point. When he was announcing Milo, Ted then said, no time for Matramakwe.
Yeah.
These were not my words. These were the words of the FA president. So he brought in Milo, even failing to do proper due diligence as to why Milo has not been employed for the past some years. Yet he brought him based on past record. Then he sacked Milo. Then he brought in Otto. Also, another time when I was expecting the media to talk, they failed. He was bringing Otto at a time when Otto has made it publicly. I mean, I'm coming for just a short period. I'm only coming to play 2 matches and to take you, if we qualify, take you to the World Cup, and I'm going back to Dortmund. Knowing very well that in the world of football, as DFA being a member of the World Football Association, FIFA, there's a calendar and timetable that you play AFCON qualifiers. After that, you play AFCON, you play World Cup qualifiers. If you qualify, you go to World Cup. So the program is already known, yet you go for a short period coach. Otto finished with us off. He left Ghana. You brought in, what's his name? Chris Wheaton.
Yeah.
Chris Wheaton go to Cote d'Ivoire. A disastrous performance is kicked off. Now you had a chance to take your time and appoint a coach for at least a long period. And your own understanding, and for what you told Ghanaians, you said it is about time we have to stop all these short measures. But he was talking to himself and he was listening to his own self. Who has been doing that? It's you. It's you, the leader. Now, you put a search committee together, put a criteria as to how and who should qualify, which is the norm we've been doing anyway.
Yeah.
Before we realize, it's Otto back. How did he tick all the boxes? Only God knows. Then you brought Otto, and this is where we are. When Otto failed to qualify us for AFCON after 20 years, we still kept faith in him. And I remember me granting an interview and said that, we can't sack Otto at this point. And people were saying, people even, George, why are you saying that they can't sack Otto? I said, well, he's leading the league log of the World Cup qualifiers. So for me, yes, one side is gone, but we still have hope in the other side. But what I think we should do rather is that let's strengthen the technical bench and let's support Otto to go. Why was I saying that at that time? Because the FA president had told us clearly that he has given Otto 3 years contract. He said that. And that at least Otto is a project. So if the president says this is his vision, anytime a coach is appointed, I don't criticize. If you have watched me, once you appoint, I will support him. I don't criticize coaches when they are doing their job. I don't do that. So we all supported him, and I also supported that. Yes, let's keep Otto. Let's support him so that he will qualify us to the World Cup. Lo and behold, he has done that. But there was something which we didn't put a blind eye on it anyway. Then power changes, new administration takes over, a new sports minister is appointed. He said, I don't like Otto. So Otto sacking, or his head was already on the chopping board as to, it was just a matter of time, because yes, the man who pays says that I don't think this man can help us. And he has every right to say so, because that's what majority of Ghanaians are saying. And as a sports minister, he wants to listen to what the people are saying. So the FA put an exercise together, Ghana, Austria, Ghana, Germany. Unfortunately, the first match was 2-2. And so, Otto, I knew right from that day against Austria, I knew that Otto days are numbered. It was just a matter of time. So this is where we are. My only worry is that now another judgment debt. Because as far as I'm concerned, and the things I know, the DFA has been paying compensation since Kent took over. We paid compensation for CK Akono, we pay compensation for Chris Wheaton, we pay compensation for Milovan, and we are going to pay compensation for Otto Addo. With Otto, he will take all the rest of his contract, take winning bonuses, and take damages. This is where we are.
George, what did you personally make of Otto Addo's time in charge? The second coming, the first coming, he did 2 games, qualifiers, 3 games, World Cup, 5 games. In this second reign, he had a 2-year period of work. What was your own assessment of Otto Addo's work?
I don't need even to assess him because I had made my position clear that Otto was not the right man for the job.
Okay.
Because see, let me tell you something. Until you know the value of what you are holding, if you know the value of what you are holding, when you are taking decisions, you'll be very careful. The Black Stars are the #1 sporting brand in Ghana. It is the only thing that brings Ghana together. So at any point in time when you are taking a decision, and also I'm going to take later, I'm going to take you through some of the interviews I sat in when we interviews, for example, Avram Grant.
Okay.
See, when we interviewed Avram Grant after we let Chrissy go after Brazil 2014. I mean, all the issues surrounding the Brazil 2014. We as FA, we took the blame, but we thought that yes, we need to make changes at this point, and then we let Chrissy go. Now, in going in for the next coach, we did an interview. We shortlisted 3 different. Humberto Cuero, I remember, I knew about 3. Avram Grant and somebody else, Jimenez or something. There were about 3. Now, I sat throughout of the interview session, and let me share with you some of the things Avram Grant told us. When Avram came and we asked him questions, and I remember Avram telling us that, you see, where Ghana is now, Ghana is one of the top African football nations. And so Ghana must always go for a good manager. Now, for him, as somebody who has spearheaded Chelsea at a point, when at the time he coached Chelsea, Chelsea had 6 captains from 6 different countries. Shevchenko from Ukraine, Balak from Germany, Tachek from Czech Republic, Gruba from Cote d'Ivoire, and even went on to tell us that Michael Essien was more than a captain, even though he's not a captain of the Black Stars. And so, for him, if he's been able to manage all these people for a whole season, he thinks that he qualifies to coach any team in the world. Then he told us something. He said he watched Ghana play Guinea in Morocco. And he was shocked and surprised that at the time Ghana was leading 1-0, in 89th minute, 9 players had gone on counter. And the Guineans had 9 players had gone on attack. And the Guineans had a counter and they equalized. So he asked us, which coach does this? In qualifyings and in tournaments and all that, is 1 goal is 3 points, 7 goals is 3 points, 2 goals is 3 points. You are leading 1-0. It's left with about 1 or 2 minutes to go. How do you send 9 players into the opponent's half?
Yeah.
No coach will do this. Right away, we all sat there and realized that. So the man actually convinced us. He convinced us. And lo and behold, and let me tell you something he did. When we went to training camp, he saw Avram Grant calling Wakasu, calling Baba Rahman. And he told the technical team, including we, the management, that our fullback is not good in crossing, in pull-outs. So every training, when they finish, he would spend like 10 minutes with Baba Rahman, sending the ball and telling Wakasu, send the ball to Asamoah Gyan. He was just doing that at the training ground in Spain.
This is Sporty FM.
And look, the team, the man taught the team, manifested. Saw that long ball from Wakasu to Asamoah Gyan against Algeria.
Algeria, yes.
These were teams, these were textbooks, these were training ground rehearsals. When he lost the first game against Senegal, I was there. And then Utia Kenteng, Augustina Himfo, Siki Akuno, the scouts, they all came together and said that the 3-back he played won't help the team. Ghanaians are used to a 4-back situation, so they think that he reverted. He accepted and reverted, and we won the next game and won the next game and qualified, and all the way to the finals. So please, when you are going to appoint a coach, it's the reason why I put on my Facebook page, I said, Mr. President, please consult broadly before appointing the next coach. Don't be Mr. No. Oh, please, some of these your colleagues who are in the media with you, they know something. Consult some of them. See, Nathan, me and you, even though I may be a football administrator and you are a sports journalist, I can tell you that you watch more matches than me. You see more things in football than me. So why should your opinion not matter? Tell me why your opinion, it doesn't matter. Why does Kett think that when he was a sports journalist, his opinion matters? But today he's FA president, his colleagues' opinion doesn't matter. This is the problem. So if you ask me what do I think? Otto was already set up to fail, and he has failed. Why are you surprised?
Final question, George. So we are here. You've mentioned the fact that one, the FA must broadly consult in order to come out with a coach that will help us. Let me ask you this. What do you think is the best way to go? Should we find a coach to handle the World Cup assignment, only the World Cup assignment, and after we find a more permanent one, or we should find a more permanent coach for the next 2 to 3 years? He starts off with the World Cup and then he starts to build from there.
So you see, typical Ghanaian, you are asking me the same question. You are asking me that should we do Matramakoyana? That's what you are asking me. You see, the reason why Ghana we are not developing is this kind of mentality. See, Nathan, if Kwame Nkrumah in the 1960s could dream that there should be a 2-lane or a 4-lane from Tema to Accra to ease traffic, because this is our main port, and could do that, and subsequent government should, if at least every leader who had come from after Kwame Nkrumah had increased motorway by 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer. Do you know how many kilometers we have by now?
Would have had a lot.
See, this is the thinking of a typical Ghanaian. Why should you go for a stopgap coach?
Okay.
Go in for a coach, give him an assignment, let him go to the World Cup. If he fails, if you give it, because you can set conditions. You set what do we call it? Contract targets.
Yeah.
If you are able to do A, B, C, D, E, carry us through. If you are not, you are fired. Like Otto's contract. It was inside Otto's contract. I raised this thing at your studio. I don't know whether it was on airwaves or somewhere. I said it is enshrined in Otto's contract that if he failed to qualify us for AFCON, he can be fired. Why didn't we activate that clause? Why? So now today, you are going to pay compensation because the man has qualified you to the prestigious tournament in the world, the World Cup. You can't use friendly matches. England has just lost to Japan. You can't use friendly matches to assess him.
This is Sporty FM, the voice.
If he gets any, and I hope our friend Adika is around. If you also takes Adika, you will take maybe $2 million for him. I'm telling you. Speak to the sports lawyers.
Okay.
You just caught financial loss.
I see. So you believe that we have to go for a long-term coach. That first assignment is the World Cup. We set conditions for him. If he passes, he stays. If not, we move on to the next one.
Because later, right after World Cup, there's African Cup of Nations qualifying series.
Yep. For the next one, the next AFCON is next year. So yes, already we will begin qualifiers later this year.
That's the point. You didn't qualify. So right away, you need to start preparing for a team that is capable of winning the next AFCON. So we should stop this short time. It's becoming too much of Ghanaian way of thinking. What kind of life is this?
But George, tell me, you mentioned the World Cup, but with a manager or a coach who's just coming in and his first assignment is the World Cup, do you think that manager's long-term future should depend on how the team performs at the World Cup?
Do you remember when I introduced Avram Grant?
Yes.
Do you remember when I introduced Chris Yapia? I remember what I said. We said, go and do well.
Yes, I remember that so well.
You remember, right?
I remember, especially with Avram Grant.
Don't you think you, even the sports media, don't you think you are reasonable people?
Yes.
If the man go and he does well and we all see he does well, who know?
Yes, that's true.
We can even go and lose all 3 matches, but we can come back home and be satisfied depending on how we lost.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I will answer you.
Okay, so it will all depend on the performance and the output.
Exactly. You see, this Otto sack is a good omen, but it's also a bad omen. The good omen is that you may appoint a new coach. If he's allowed a free hand to work, that coach can decide and say that, okay, I've opened my scope. I'm even bringing Cosino Doye, or I'm even bringing Nketia. If he has no say. If you say I should be the coach, allow me to pick my own players. I'm bringing Kwanzaa if he's available. I'm bringing Dede Ayew if he's available. So, there's the possibility that there will be a new change. A new sheriff is in town. He will come and assemble players and address them and tell them what he wants to do. And that's exactly what Abraham Grant did.
Okay. Interesting. George, thank you.
Let me tell you. I'm telling you people a secret today.
Please,
it's not a
please
secret because it's something that everybody knows, those who were around.
Yeah.
When Abraham called the first camp, Dede Ayew came late. So Abraham had told us from management, Kwesi Nyantakyi is aware, I'm aware. If Kwesi was not there, I had led the team. Koyopiano was around, Alhaji Munkaila was around, and Abraham has communicated to all of us that once Andre stepped in the camp, he's going home. He's going home. So quickly, I called the FA president. I said, President Asemabo, Abraham says that once the day arrives, he's going home. So the president said, but George, what do you want me to do? That's the coach. Allow him to do his job. The day came, he called him into a meeting. The day came with a chartered flight. Apparently, the daughter was sick, and he had to go and take care of that. And before he departs, he came with a chartered flight with the receipt. Abraham got no choice than say, "Okay, go and join your colleagues." You see, we have coaches and we have coaches.
Yeah.
So it depends who you bring.
Yeah.
It may be a good woman or a bad woman.
I see. So, the interesting point. So, this is an opportunity for the decision makers to make either a good decision or a bad decision. They will have to decide which one they make.
But you need to consult broadly.
Okay. Wide consultation is key. Finally, George, let me ask you this. So, if you were in this position, which time frame would you work with? For example, if you had to make a decision, how much time would it take or should it take to decide on who becomes the next Black Stars coach? A week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month? What do you think is the most ideal time frame looking at the World Cup assignment ahead?
Okay, so I'll use the Abraham situation again. When Abraham Grant came, he had data on all Ghanaian players playing anywhere in the world. He told us this your player did this, that this player, this player has done this, player this Pate is not playing, he's playing 10 minutes, he's playing 15 minutes only in Atletico. He has data of every. That's why I'm saying that when he appeared before the committee, he convinced everybody.
Okay.
So if you ask me of time frame, all I will tell you is that even if it takes the FA 2 weeks or 1 month to appoint the coach, whoever they will appoint, once the guy comes and is able to convince you, see, it's about when you meet the coach and he's able to convince you. If he's already eyeing for a Black Star job and he has data and he knows what he's about to do, time, even a month is enough. Because you know why? Nathan, as things stand now, any new coach have a chance of seeing a new Black Stars with probably 1st or 2nd June. You know that?
Yes.
So again,
his first match, the new coach's first match will be 2nd June against Wales.
And the second match?
The second match is, I think, just before Ghana plays Panama.
Okay.
I think there's a confirmed friendly.
So in the first match in 2nd June, most of your players will not be available. The league will still be in session.
I think 2nd June, the players should be available. It's the Mexico friendly that is outside the international window, so he won't get.
Okay, so one of them is outside the international window.
The Mexico one, yes.
So if you are not careful, the Mexico one is which date?
May 22nd.
Exactly. That's the one I'm talking about. The first game. That's exactly the point I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
That the first game of that coach, most of your players will not be available.
Very true.
So in actual fact, you have the chance to see the players in the 2nd June. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So there's no rush. I'm hearing that if Ghana may even go with under 23. I don't know how true it is.
I've also heard that. The info I have is that they are going with under 23.
So if that is the case,
players.
Yes, if that is the case, take your time, put a select committee or put a committee together to interview the coaches, shortlist some of them, and they interview them. You see, the interview will give you an insight of who you are hiring. In fact, it is not for nothing. That interview is part of hiring process.
Yeah.
Because for me, a lot of coaches I sat in. Kwesi Appiah, I was in. Those we interview on Zoom, I was part. So I know. A lot of yesterday, Karim Zito was just telling me that, George, do you know that you were part of the reason why I got a national team job? I said, I don't remember. They said, you interview me. You interview me. I sat in front of you. You asked this. You asked that. I said, is that so? He said, yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Before I let you go, do you have a preference? So many names have been mentioned. Do you have a preference as to who you think should be the next Black Stars coach?
So here I tell you why I says when you are growing, you learn a lot.
Yeah.
So that Ochanopa, George Herve says everything that we have said today will be rubbish. I'm sorry, I don't have a preference.
Okay.
Sporty FM.
That's fair. You don't have a preference.
No, at all.
Okay. That's fair. George, thank you. Thank you so much for your time. You've really shared some interesting behind the scenes stories for all of us to chew on as we think about the way forward.
Experience, you don't sell it in the market.
Of course. You earn it, you don't buy it.
Yes.
George, thank you for your time. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, George.
Thank you.
Wonderful. That's George Kwesi Afriyie, former vice president of the Ghana Football Association, giving us an insight, Ray, as to his own perspective on how we should have handled everything and some of the things we need to look out for as we appoint a new head coach. He highlighted the Avram Grant example, and I like that example because it sits very similarly to where we are on the cusp of a major competition.
Yeah.
On the cusp of a major competition, we fire one coach, we have to bring in another one. And George Afriyie saw how the Avram Grant hiring process went. He saw how Avram Grant endeared himself to the Black Stars team, and he saw how Grant guided the team from losing to Senegal in an AFCON group opener to getting all the way to a final where they lost on penalties to Cote d'Ivoire in Equatorial Guinea. So that's so if anybody can advise the FA on how to go, I think George's words make sense.
Well, I mean, absolutely. But then again, the FA has an ex. The FA has a Black Stars management committee. The FA president himself has been part of the furniture. I'm sure, and I'm sure they would figure this out. I'm sure they'll figure this out. And you know, at this point, it's we don't have the luxury of time.
We don't.
Between now and our first game on the 17th of June, they would have to figure out who comes in and hits the ground running, who comes in and finds a way to do a job with the materials available. If you would have to bring in new materials and all. I mean, so we are in a very difficult situation. We find ourselves in a very difficult situation. We will not go back and say, we should have done this, we should have done that. I mean, this is what we are faced with at the moment. And these are the options we have. These are some of the options we have. I am sure behind the scenes, there possibly could be Plavis Stevanovic somewhere, a Milovan Rajvac somewhere, or Ratome Dukovic somewhere, who could also be eyeing this job and who could also be making a case for himself that he potentially could be that man. All of these ones, time will tell. But between now and the next 2 weeks, we should know who is taking us to the World Cup.
Yep.
And that's the duty bearers know. It's not a matter of, let's wait. They can't wait. So we know that is going to be done. Now, earlier on I spoke about Walid Regragui. There's also talk about Herve Renard. And that situation interests a lot of Ghanaians. Now, Herve Renard, for most parts, has had eyes for Ghana. Okay. Has had a thing for the Black Stars. Rather unfortunate, any time he's been out of job, we've had a coach in charge doing a particular job or doing great with the team. So it's almost as if any time Herve Renard is available, there's always a substantive coach doing the job. So of course, you won't look at him, you won't look in his direction. Now, there's a situation brewing in Saudi Arabia. Now, as we speak, yesterday Saudi lost to Serbia by 2-1. They scored in the first half. They came back into the game and won. As we speak today, Saudi Arabia fans or the people of Saudi Arabia are not happy with the national team. They are not happy with the FA, the Saudi Football Federation. They are not happy with them as well, and they are not happy with the leadership of Saudi football. So Yasser Al Mishal, who is the president of the Saudi Football Federation, is under lots of fire.
Sporty FM.
It's under lots of pressure to resign from his role. Now, they are not calling for only his sack, but they are calling for the head of Herve Renard as well, as we speak now.
Okay.
Now, the accusation against the FA president is that ever since he took charge in 2019, he's failed to win the 2019 Gulf Cup, the 2019 Asian Cup, 2021 Arab Cup, 2023 Gulf Cup, 2023 Asian Cup, 2024 Gulf Cup, 2025 CONCACAF Cup, and the 2025 Arab Cup. According to them, he's failed spectacularly on the job as president of the Saudi Football Federation. And so, he has to go. Now again, criticisms have been leveled against the coach Herve Renard. According to them, since he came back in October 2024, he's played 29 matches. He's won 13 of those games. He's drawn 5 and lost as many as 11, leaving them with a win rate of 44.83.
Such records.
So they are not satisfied with the performance of Herve Renard. And going into a World Cup like this, they do not want Herve Renard to be in charge of the team.
Okay.
Again, part of the defense of Herve Renard, which we've heard from Saudi Arabia, is that, look, Saudi Arabia has opened up its league to a lot of foreigners. And so it's even denying their own players the opportunity to excel and to be the main men in those teams. And so there's a bit of a challenge with regards to playing time of some of his key players and some of his key players getting into the right momentum for national team games. And that has become a challenge for him. So Herve Renard, according to reports, himself is considering walking away from the job.
Okay.
Others say he will be sacked or he has been sacked. So all of these are circulating within the Saudi news space. Now, what happens if Herve Renard leaves? Now, this morning, there was a story on L'Equipe. I sent you that story. The story is in French.
Yes.
If you can just, summarize it for listeners a bit. Because it was in French. I got a bit of summary, but because you are the Frenchman, maybe you'd give us a few details in that document that we may not have been able to catch.
Okay. So let me open this story. So basically, the story is saying that, I mean, the context you've painted is correct. Herve Renard is under pressure and all of that. But it looks like the situation with Herve Renard is this. The pressure is coming from the outside, so fans and journalists and all are not happy. Some have even gone ahead to even announce his dismissal. So a few months, I think that a few months before the last World Cup, they announced his dismissal and all. They lost 4-0 to Egypt. It darkened the picture last week and all of that. Okay. But it looks like he got some support from the people at the Saudi FA. So where we are now is this. It looks like the people at the Saudi FA don't want to pull the plugs on Herve Renard. In fact, the situation is such that it is Herve Renard who now has to extricate himself
from this situation.
Now he's expected to request to end his time in charge. Okay, based on what they say, or sources close to Renard saying that he no longer finds the project exciting.
Right.
So there's that on one hand, and then there's the Saudis, according to this story, who the Saudi FA does not want to let him go. They don't want to be the ones to sack him.
That's correct.
So they expect that he will walk away from
the role.
Now you mentioned the change in regulation in terms of using or having more foreigners playing in the league. The situation was different under when Mancini was in charge.
That's correct.
But things have changed. So they feel that because so many foreigners are in the league, Saudi players are not getting game time. They are not getting rhythm. They are struggling to get his ideas on board. Okay. Now, internally, the story goes on to say that Herve Renard has even complained about this to the people at the Saudi FA. That even though the argument was that these Saudis, they are playing for quote unquote weaker teams. His point was that they were playing nonetheless. Now the situation is different. You've given more slots in these Saudi teams to foreigners. I think the rule says you can have about 8 foreign players and 11 players based in Asia. So technically, teams are not mandated to play Saudi players.
Absolutely.
So you can put together a team in the Saudi league of foreigners, and nobody cares.
That's correct.
Right?
So that is the state of play at the moment. Now, if Ghana can land Herve Renard, that is if, we should be ready to pay quite a bit to get his services. And I say this because of what he's earned in the past. Okay. When Herve Renard coached Zambia, Herve Renard was paid in the region of 91,000 euros.
91,000 euros. How much is that dollars for those who get the conversion?
A little over 100,000.
That's $100,000.
Yes, that's how much he earned. A little under
100,000.
a little under $90,000. So the euros has a higher value.
Okay.
So that's how much he earned when he was coaching Zambia. So he brought it up to 1.1 million a year. Now, when he moved to Ivory Coast,
so it's $105,000.
Okay, 105, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Per today's exchange.
Okay, very well. When he moved to Ivory Coast, between 2014 and 2015, when he won them the AFCON, he was paid 49,000 euros. Okay, so that brought his salary up to 588,000 euros a year. Then he moved to Morocco between 2016 and 2019. Then he was paid between 150,000 euros and 200,000 euros. Okay, and with the Moroccan national team at the time, he played 45 matches, he won 25, drew 9, lost 11. When he moved to the French women's national team between March 2023 and August 2024, he was paid 33,000 euros. So that was the only time he dropped the bar a bit. Of course, it was a women's national team.
Yes.
So that was when he was paid. He was paid around 33,000 euros. Now, what we are told now is that his salary at the Saudi national team, or his salary with the Saudi national team, has not been disclosed. But there are suspicions that he earns a little over $100,000, as was the case when he coached the team between 2019 and 2023.
Sporty FM.
So between 2019 and 2023, his salary was in the region of a little over $100,000. Now, it's not been disclosed how much he earns now, but according to reports, he's doing over $100,000. Now, if Herve Renard has to join the Black Stars, or if Ghana can secure the services of Herve Renard, it's going to come at a cost.
So we are either matching that salary or
we are
possibly paying more.
Yes. And Herve Renard would obviously move with his backroom staff. And, I mean, in terms of what he can do on the job, that may not be in doubt. AFCON winner with Ivory Coast, AFCON winner with Zambia, has done quite a bit in terms of trying to get teams closer to achieving their dreams. He's been in the semi-finals of the FIFA Arab Cup. He's finished third with Saudi Arabia just recently in 2023 and 2025. So, you know, a bit of other things. But what will be important, what will be key to Ghana is that his experience on the Africa continent and his experience when it comes to managing talent within our space would come in handy.
Ray, let me ask you this. I was thinking about it during the day and all through last night. Is Herve Renard still the man? Does he still have it?
Oh, absolutely. No, I think no. You see,
okay, I'll come to you. Hold on. You think he still has it?
You see, we all know what happens with second comings. When he managed Saudi Arabia in his first stint, there was the FIFA World Cup, right? And the eventual winners of the competition were beaten by his team.
Yeah,
and it brought him a lot of, it brought him a lot of credit. Now, when he left the job, the Saudi job in March, his next job was a women's team job. He played 17 matches with the French women's team, won 12, drew 3, lost 2. Left with an impressive win percentage, 70.59. Before he went back to replace Mancini in Saudi Arabia. Maybe that was a decision he shouldn't have taken back. Again, because of familiarity with Saudi Arabia, he went back. Now, even Mancini struggled with this team then, walked away. Herve Renard thought because of his experience and because of what he knew what he knew about the team, he could succeed. Then everything changed. So, if you say Herve Renard has lost it, I'll disagree with you. Circumstances change in Saudi Arabia, and of course, second comings always have their issues.
Okay.
Coaches who have had second stints and third stints have always struggled to replicate earlier successes. It's a fact. Or most of the time, that's what happens. But in terms of what he knows, what he understands about the African game, since he left Morocco, he never returned. But every time he's been on the Africa continent, anytime he's played here in Africa, he's covered himself in glory. Zambia, Ivory Coast, Morocco, nobody can doubt his quality or the quality he brought to the fore.
Yeah.
And so, if he returns to Africa, say Ghana, of course he knows his onions. He knows his onions. He knows his stuff. He would figure out how to quickly fix this Black Stars team to go and deliver a decent performance at the World Cup. And so that's why Herve Renard comes in as the most convenient replacement for Otto Addo, considering the time that we are in.
Okay.
Yeah. And so if he becomes available, and that is why I'm heavy on the if. If he becomes available, he walks into this Black Stars job.
So am I take it he's your pick?
Well, he's the pick of many. if you would put it that way, he's the pick of many.
Okay, fair point.
Yeah, and so and based on what we know about him, I don't think that he walks into that Black Stars team and struggles to find his feet or struggles to figure out how he can work with this team.
Even though we are in this peculiar situation that 70 odd days to the World Cup, you don't think that he would have an issue putting a team together? Because he has to choose whoever the new coach is. That person has to choose the team without having coached this team.
Absolutely.
Without probably having watched the team.
That's true. But and that's what I'm saying. Look, coaches would always know the kind of players who would suit their philosophies. Okay, and so Herve Renard would look at the Black Star squad. Would Partey do a job for me? Yes. Would Kwesi Sibo do a job for me? No. Would Elisha also do a job for me? No. Would he do a job for me? Yes. What about Francis Abu? What role does he play? Let's look at Semenyo. Would he do a job for me? Yes. Brandon Asante, Inaki Williams. You look at all of those players. Of course, he would have watched them play to figure out where they would sit in his team. You know, and any coach who comes in would have to do that. But looking at the time we have, if Herve Renard becomes available, he does a perfect job for the Stars. We are not going to the World Cup to win it, we know. But in terms of having a decent campaign, he gives you that. In terms of making the Black Stars difficult to beat, he gives you that. And he delivers for you straight away.
Okay. Kelvin Osman is back. Kelvin, what do you make of this? We've so many names. We have to make a decision in a week or two. Keto Kweku says in a week or two. And we'll be listening to Keto Kweku in a bit there. He spoke to 3 Sports, spoke to Michael Otieje yesterday. We'll play Ket in a bit. But Kelvin, you disagreed with this, or you disagree, with the Herve Renard choice. You don't think that he still is the man to do the job. Why? And if you could make a decision, or if you could throw a name in there, which name would you throw into the hat for this Black Stars vacant job?
Well, I think that if we are given reasons, we are given reasons why Herve Renard is failing and he's struggling at Saudi Arabia to replicate, the previous successes. And then we are owing it to, the league in Saudi Arabia, allowing so many foreigners and that. This is the case of the Black Stars now. Our players are not commanding regular football action in their clubs, are they?
No.
Bench warmers, majority of them. So he comes into a similar situation. And if you fall into a similar situation and you come to complain that my players are not playing, no. And for me, from what I have seen from him, ever since he left the shores of Africa, fine, he beat Argentina at the World Cup, but did he even progress past the group stages? No. You get it? So it clearly tells me there's something that, fine, he went to do women football and with the French women's national team. She had too much quality that I think that they should have actually won the trophy. That was when there's this girl.
The Euros?
Yes, there's this lady, plays for Olympic Lyon, Lyon's captain. Lyon went dominant. Renard.
And his namesake.
Exactly.
The defender.
Yes.
Yeah. I think she's retired.
Was it Wendy? Yeah,
Wendy Renard, yes.
Quality team. But what was he able to achieve with them? Did he win?
No. France didn't win.
I think they came to the Olympics. You remember the woman? He couldn't. So, and judging from what we've seen at Saudi, he's struggling. He's battling it out every now and then. So I don't think I think he's on a down.
He managed to secure qualification.
Yes.
To the World Cup.
Yes.
He managed that.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
If you're in the Gulf, Saudi Arabia should always be making it. That's the truth. The Gulf region, if you are talking about proper footballing nations, they should always be able to make it. Even in, they were playing in Korea, Japan. You remember when Germany, Miroslav Klose combined to this? Yes.
Saudi.
So, I don't think he's doing well now. His stocks virtually going down, down, and down.
We said the same about Jose Mourinho. We've always said the same about Jose Mourinho. The stocks keep going down.
But the stocks are clearly going down. Mourinho's stocks are down now.
But Ray,
Mourinho's stocks are down now.
When you look at Mourinho in the last,
yes, he has retrogressed.
Let's say since 2020. I mean,
but you won't doubt his quality as a coach.
No. You see, Ray, Mourinho's knowledge is never in doubt.
Yeah.
Mourinho has the right to pass knowledge on to coaches. What he has done in football, we can never sit here and throw water on Jose Mourinho. But the point is that in terms of, let's say, if I go back to even 2020, let's go back to 2020.
Yeah.
Up until now, Mourinho hasn't really done great stuff as compared to the likes of, say, Carlo Ancelotti.
Yeah.
Right? People of a similar age.
Yeah.
who have won things. But anyway, again,
not of a similar age.
Carlo is a little older.
and you know, when Jose Mourinho was doing the business, doing the big things, Carlo and the likes were now trying to get in.
Yeah. Even though Carlo's older.
Yeah, even though he's older. I mean, he was now, so Carlo would be your typical late bloomer.
This is
Carlo was trying. Carlo was trying to get in.
No, I won't say so.
Carlo was up there.
Carlo
was up there.
Carlo was hitting it with, I think, Parma, Juve in the late noughties. I'm coming. In the late noughties.
Let me give you.
Of course, Carlo hadn't won anything major by the time Jose won the Champions League. By the time Jose
was winning the Champions League,
and then, but Carlo came.
Carlo won his first title.
Carlo finally started coming in when you would possibly say Jose started declining.
No, I won't think so. Because in 2007, when Milan won the Champions League, Mourinho was still in his pomp.
So this is
who went to the 2005?
This is Carlo.
Milan. Yes, Carlo took them.
It was Carlo.
Yes, it was Carlo.
Yes.
He took them to a final.
He was doing good.
He was back in that final.
Yes.
He won the Champions League. But when Jose was winning the Champions League with his Porto side, his Porto side there.
Milan were still in the
2004. Milan were still in
Milan made the semi-final.
They made a semi-final.
Okay, so when Jose won, so Carlo had won the Champions League just before Jose Mourinho won the season.
Yes.
Right. But even that. When
you are talking about the Don.
No, wait. When Jose
you are talking about the Don. Don't compare anyone to him now.
To Chelsea. And was dominating the league, beating Sir Alex Ferguson in the left, right, center. By then, Carlo had also.
Don was disturbing the peace of Capello and the likes in Italy.
Don had gone a bit quiet.
Yeah, but
so by 2007, by 2007, Don's Milan team had gone into extinction.
That team had aged.
Very good.
But the last thing he won with them was the Champions League in 07.
Then Jose picked up.
Athens.
From 07, Jose picked up. So Jose was the man everybody was talking about around that time. Before, when he left, Carlo took over Chelsea and won a league. You remember?
Yeah.
So I think Carlo replaced Jose.
Yeah, he did.
Yes. Then Jose again went to Inter. Then was beating everybody there.
Yeah, did the treble.
You get it?
Yeah.
Then he went to Madrid.
Won the league. How many times? I think he won. He won one. Okay.
One league.
One league. Okay.
You get it. Then again, Carlo came back to continue from where he left. So it's been, I mean,
let's not digress. The point is this. Since 2020, Jose Mourinho hasn't won a lot. So that's a fact. It doesn't mean he's
no, not at all. Nobody is trying to say he's no good. He's a top manager.
Respected.
And he remains
respected.
He remains a top guy.
And we can put Herve in that same conversation.
Are you sure?
Why would you want to put Herve Renard in that same conversation?
When it comes to the Africa space. He's won two
twice.
By the point, he's won two AFCON. That's why I asked
his body of work.
Then let's go and bring Sheata.
You see, that is why I asked the question.
Then let's go and bring Sheata.
In the year 2026, if you bring Herve Renard to handle the Black Stars, can he do the job?
Absolutely.
I've been thinking about it since yesterday.
No, of course he can.
Anyway, let Kelvin finish. Kelvin disagrees.
So
Kelvin,
I think if I look at him, fine, he may inject some sort of energy, rebuild, give us that authority and confidence. But I think that there are other, managers presently who are doing it big. I think Regragui obviously says he won't coach any African team for now. Yeah. So we are not going to get him. That one he said it. I would choose either McBrice or St. Fit.
Okay, so either McBrice or Tom St. Fit.
Yeah.
But some people say that Tom St. Fit, we played against his Mali team. We didn't see anything exceptional.
Nathan Mali, I think is a curse on Mali. It's like it's like Benfica.
Who cares?
I don't know. They produce all the quality players you can have for a national team in Africa, West Africa.
Yeah.
But they get to tournament and they just break down, crumble into pieces.
But I thought the last AFCON, beating Tunisia the way they did was at least one step forward in terms of breaking the.
But where did they get to?
They beat Tunisia in which part of the competition? Second round.
Yes.
And then quarterfinals they were out.
So you see, that has always been my problem with them. Look at the quality that they have, and they have players playing regularly at top clubs.
That's true. So you think that Tom St. Feet, if we give him this crop of Black Stars players,
he should be able to do the work for
turn
them
them into
Yes.
something? Okay, so
Because we've seen him turn, nothing into something from Gambia.
yeah. But
Giving
people,
us
but people say
glory.
the football is not nice. They say it's
Is it?
anti-football. Defend
Anti-football.
and break, counter those things.
Why were we mentioning the name of Milo and Plavi? What were they doing? Did Avram Grant play sweet football before getting to the AFCON final?
Not necessarily.
Exactly.
The football.
Exactly. A national team. Didier Deschamps. he won't play any night football, but he knows his weapons. Griezmann, Mbappe, Giroud. When he had Pogba, yes, let's finish teams off.
Yeah.
Because we know that at the rear, Varane and then Lucas Hernandez, Umtiti, and the likes.
Then Hugo Lloris in
Exactly.
post. Back then, it took them to a
We'll
World
just
Cup
make
final.
sure that we don't concede and we get Mbappe scoring, we get Giroud, we get Griezmann on the score sheet, Dimitri Payet and the likes, and we are good to go. That is what national team football, you don't need. Look at the Spanish national team. It's just that they have too many brilliant players.
Yeah. And there's a uniform idea all
ex-
across.
exactly.
We all play the same
Exactly.
way, so it's easier to coach them.
So that is what we want to see. If you look at the current Black Stars, Partey has a different idea from what Jordan Ayew has. When Partey picks the ball, he expects Jordan to start making the runs into the channel so he can play the ball through. But Chairman will drop and come and pick the ball. What is the role of the coach in all this? What is the role of the coach in all this? Stay up. Let us bring the ball to you. Fine, there are moments and instances you come into play. You are not a hurricane. And I just hope, I think for Herve Renard, and it's going to take a huge amount. Fine, we want to invest now.
Yeah, we have to. We don't have
Yes.
a choice now.
We don't have a choice. We have to invest now. But I sincerely don't think Renard is good enough at the moment.
Okay,
For
so
us.
you won't pick Herve Renard. You say Tom St. Feet or McBride.
Yes.
But McBride.
Then if there is anything, then why don't we keep Schaefer like that? Because Schaefer is also well known on the continent.
Yeah, won the AFCON with Cameroon
Yeah.
in 2002
Yes.
in Mali.
Yes. Then Schaefer is also good on the continent. Why don't we allow Schaefer to be there?
As a part of me actually thought that they would hand the team to Schaefer.
You shouldn't be surprised if it happens that way. If the talks of Renard and the monetary things, and Raymond knows that is a huge,
Sticking
restraint.
Point. Yeah.
Yeah, Raymond,
Do you know Winfred Schaefer?
Oh, Olumai.
Okay.
Yes.
Grandpa.
Yes. So that is why I'm saying I'm not saying he's my choice. I'm saying that when it gets critical and they think they cannot find someone
Yeah.
because they don't have.
They
a
can
good
easily do
future.
it though. These are people.
Oh no, they won't.
Oh, you said Raymond. So I just hope we move on from
Wilfred
the
Schaefer.
Herve Renard.
Wilfred Schaefer.
We move on from the Herve Renard conversations. Look at back brace or Tom St. Field. Get them and let them come and work. Let them come and deliver
you
for the
see,
team. The new Cameroon team you see with Kofan, Etayong, and all that they are playing well. That the coach brought them to the AFCON.
Yeah.
It was Mark Brace built that team.
see-
He blended youth with experience.
You see, again, McBride with all his expertise failed to get Cameroon to the World Cup.
Fair point.
Again,
That's
again,
true.
that will be the concern a lot to raise. That Cameroon with all the star boys, including our good friend from Manchester United,
Brian Mbeumo.
Mbeumo, could not go to the World Cup. And that was one of the reasons why Otto had the nerves to kick him out.
Eto was also not part of the reason why they did.
Yeah, that was part of the reasons.
You see? No, but
Or because he's FA boss,
and
he can extricate
He was given
himself.
another chance. He was given another chance via the playoff route. And what happened? You get it. So again, there are issues there. Saint Fit, for all the work he's done in Africa,
Yes.
he's a proper journeyman.
Yeah, it's been around Togo, Gambia,
he's been
Mali.
everywhere. In fact, I don't know which African country Saint Fit hasn't been to. So you look at his CV. He's been in Namibia. He's been in Zimbabwe, Ethiopia. He's even coached Yanga. He's been in. He's even gone to Yemen to coach before. Let me leave that one. He's been in Malawi. He's coached Free State Stars.
Yeah.
He's been in Togo.
Yeah.
He even went to Bangladesh. He went to TNT.
Charlie, your man.
He went to Malta. Went to Gambia. From Gambia to Philippines, then Mali. So Africa alone, Mali, Gambia, Togo, Ethiopia, Zimbabwe, Namibia, close to 6 teams on the Africa continent alone. Now, the question you ask is, after coaching all these teams, what has he been able to achieve? Then the first response will be, oh, he qualified for AFCON. He got Mali to qualify for AFCON in 2025. Got Gambia to make their first appearance at the tournament in 2021. Reached quarterfinals of the AFCON with Gambia in 2021. Those are some of his top achievements. Okay. Then you look at other things he's done. He won the Kagame Inter-Club Cup with Yanga.
Sporty FM.
Then a few Mickey Mouse achievements here and there. No, you understand. So in terms of, I want a coach who is a proven winner. Thompson Fit is not that coach.
But you see, Ray, the point is that who do we go for now? What kind of coach should we take?
Proven winner. Experience on the Africa continent, and of course, dealing with talent within this space. Look, Ivory Coast. All the criticism against DJ Drogba and co was that what? Despite their star quality then, it had to take that 2015 squad to win the AFCON.
Yeah.
Without Drogba.
Yeah.
And with all the star power in that squad, it had to take a certain Herve Renard to get those boys to win the AFCON. It doesn't come. You see, not too many coaches can give you that.
This is Sporty.
You understand? And you need coaches like that to handle your national team, especially in crisis moments like this. You need somebody who has big player management temperament. And that is why I'll not go for Kwesi Appiah. The players will be laughing at him on the coaching ground, on the training ground.
But why should players even be doing that?
Look, Kwesi Appiah, don't tell you the story. Don't tell you a story of when KP Boateng and Co went behind and were.
That is KP Boateng, not these guys. That is KP Boateng, not these guys. We were here when Otto Addo was struggling. We were here when Otto Addo was struggling to maintain the dressing room after Sudan beat us. Didn't the players go to him to talk to him? Yeah, especially Jordan. Making all his complaints and his worries and the reasons why they are trying to make Kudus and the young boys feel superior. Yes,
Jordan talking to Kwesi Appiah.
Yes, you see, Kwesi may be calm. That thing we are talking about that players revolted, it was all because we allowed political figures to dictate for Kwesi Appiah. Why did that decision to drop Asamoah Gyan? Why was there that interference? And we know it was out of his hands. It was quite difficult. It's the same situation with what McBrace faced when Eto wanted certain players. It's either you go.
Should we tell you why Kwesi Appiah changed the captaincy from Asamoah Gyan to the DIU before the AFCON? Should we tell you why?
Tell us.
Should we tell you?
Tell us if there is anything. Because Gyan was out of sorts. Let's be sincere.
If Kevin takes us on this road, we'll say things.
Oh, no, but
say it.
We'll say things.
What do you have? Say it.
Ray, see.
You don't have anything.
No,
say it.
Brother,
let us know.
Nathan, we are looking for coaches.
There is nothing hidden that you know that it's not in the open.
Relax. Take it easy. You see, some of this.
Who is the man of God?
Extraneous material. It's extraneous.
There is nothing.
You don't prefer.
Nathan
that is fair.
Nathan Dehim, there is nothing that he has.
That decision to take the captaincy from Dede, from Asamoah Gyan, and give to Dede. Do you know what informed that decision?
Okay, you know what? Let us not get.
But eventually, when we went to the tournament, it was Dede who was captain the team.
Yeah. Anyway, let us stay.
Wasn't he a general captain?
Let us stay.
It's not like the decision changed though. The only thing that changed for him was Gyan coming into the team. Initially, he was going to drop him.
Yeah.
The reason why he named a new captain, and when he was spoken to, the presidency came through for Samuel Jan.
And
He
because
said,
of that-
okay,
because
fine, because of your experience, stay as general camp.
because of that, he couldn't play.
And that broke. Let's be sincere.
That broke what?
That broke camp.
Oh, come on.
That broke. No. Let's be sincere.
Let's be said that you don't want a player. Look, he had to take Bobia to get Rigobert, to get our good friend Roger Miller on board.
So
For Cameroon. These things happen. Did he break camp?
You may think he did not break their camp.
I wasn't in Cameroon.
Look at the number of times Onana. When Cameroon came to the AFCON without Andre Onana, didn't they play better? But every single time Onana was being brought back, and he will come and misbehave, and he will go. They will score him. He will concede useless goals.
Mark Bryce you are talking about. Mark Bryce you are talking about. He was playing with Onana.
Yes.
He was delivering.
Why?
He was delivering.
Hey, why Onana? Onana me a show. You think we've forgotten?
Qualifiers and beating. For AFCON qualifiers and beating. Mark Bryce with
And you think it was Onana imposed? Have we forgotten?
Okay,
Onana
guys,
was his man.
let us. Okay, no problem. Let us focus on the
No,
conversation.
Nathan, that's what I'm saying. That look, let's you see.
You
some
have stated
coaches,
no problem. You don't
some coaches,
prefer.
as far as Black Stars is concerned, their time is done.
No problem. That's okay.
If
That's
you even come and tell me today that you should look in Tanko's direction, I'd appreciate it.
No.
If you come and tell me today that let's look at Tanko. Wow,
what about this one affair?
Voice of Sport.
But you complain about Kwesi. Tanko was in the same soup.
No, I'm just saying that today. If you are
Let me ask you guys this.
the opportunity to manage the national team.
Let me ask you guys this.
He comes in fresh.
No problem. Let me ask you, Kelvin. If assuming that we were forced to pick a coach locally, who would you go for?
Kwesi Appiah.
So you'd go for Kwesi Appiah.
Yes,
if you
Kwesi
had to
Appiah.
make a choice
Kwesi Appiah.
amongst Ghanaian coaches,
Kwesi
no
Appiah.
problem.
Kwesi Appiah.
Ray, you. If you had to pick a
You say
Ghanaian
Tanko.
coach, who would you pick?
I'll give you a combination of Tanko and Lai Kinsim.
So you'd go for two people, Tanko and Lai.
If you want us to combine, then we'll
No
also
problem. I mean, Kelvin, you can combine. I mean,
Combine.
Desmond and Kwesi Appiah.
so you'd go with Desmond.
Desmond, Kwesi
Affair.
Appiah, Igna. Finish.
So you go with three.
Yes.
Desmond,
Kwesi
Kwesi
Appiah,
Appiah, and Ignatius Osei to three. You go with a combo of who?
Tanko
And Lai Kingston. Interesting point.
Not bad.
Interesting.
Not bad.
What is Immortal saying?
Not bad.
Immortal says what?
I want to repeat.
He's saying what? Interest.
What are you saying?
He's saying interest.
He's saying with interest where?
Now, where does his interest lie in this conversation?
Immortal, do you want to come and give us your picks if you had to pick a coach from
Point
Ghana
of interest.
to handle the Black Stars? Point of interest. He's eating bread. You don't have interest. Okay, no problem. Maybe our listeners.
No,
Listeners.
Let's listen to
Let's listen to our listeners.
Okay, you know what?
open
Before
the
we do
phone.
that, okay, you know what, listeners? The question for the morning: if we had to pick a coach from Ghana, right, to handle the national team, which coach or a combination of coaches would you suggest to the GFA? We will listen to Ketu Kweku in a bit, but you can give us a call 054-257-1061, 054-257-1061. Let me take this call. Hello.
Hello, Nathan. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
My name is Rini calling from Kwabinya.
All right, please go ahead. The question of the morning: if we were constrained and we had to pick a coach or coaches from Ghana to handle the Black Stars, who would you pick?
From what happened with Kwesi Appiah, I don't trust any local coach, honestly.
Okay.
So I wouldn't gamble and mention any names that are famame, because one thing I've learned is, or I've seen is, Ghanaian coaches, we don't learn. We stick to one thing. Maybe, if I'll pick, maybe Lai, because of his aggressiveness and the way his passion and all of that, discipline. But aside from that, I'll not call out any name, not even Kwesi Appiah, because I've seen it. I'll not call Tanko, but maybe locally I'll go in for Lai.
Okay, so that's a maybe.
Because of discipline.
That is a maybe.
Yeah, that's a maybe.
Okay.
That's a maybe because of the Ghanaian factor. That you see, I gave a preamble.
Mm-hmm.
I don't support any local coach.
Okay. That's
From
fair.
what happened in one of the World Cups where we had our best midfielders, and out of Ombua the Wakan Bibia coach, so at the critical moments when we needed to beat Portugal, who were not in form, we decided to let them go. And a white coach will not do that. If you don't respect it in your own pocket, go and deliver for me. And we wanted Balotelli and the rest to come and play for Ghana. So, I mean, it takes a lot of things for a coach to, as one of your panel members was saying, discipline. You need that thing to manage the ego of the players. One of your guys was saying the players were laughing at Kwesi Appiah. If it is true, it's not funny. If it is true, it's not funny. Okay. Why will you laugh at Kwesi Appiah, but you not laugh at a white-based coach or a foreign coach? It means that there's something lacking. And you see, in signing coach for Ghana, you can have all the fine brains in when it comes to coaching, but one key thing is discipline. If there's no discipline, Charlie, forget it.
Okay.
Because we need somebody who can take up the bull by its own. Substitute a player like Jordan. So sorry to say on the radio. Substitute him and replace him with another person. That is the kind of coach we need. If somebody is messing up, you need to substitute the first. You don't wait so when the thing is gone down, cry, then you decide to make changes. No, we need a coach who is disciplined enough, who can install discipline in the team. That is what the team needs. We need a coach who has that charisma.
Okay.
We need a J.J. Rollins kind of coach.
Okay.
So that when he says, hey, that is it. When he's saying that I'm picking this player, so I'm substituting this player, nobody will come and say, not even GFC. I've done it.
Tiamfa Gattuso Mrana. All right. Thank you.
So you see the example you gave.
Yeah.
If we get some character of Gattuso, you see, no nonsense but friendly. He knows what he's doing.
Okay.
We are not a major human number. We are not a board. Yes, we may force to have a ball and become baby. But that's not what you are encouraging. But we need somebody who can install that discipline, because the players that we don't have bad players. We don't have bad players. We need a coach who can just place them well, give them that discipline. That's what and what every club and whatever player is performing in his club is out of discipline. Okay. You think Pepe Vatois is fooling you? You will not substitute Antoine.
Yeah. He will.
So we need a disciplined coach who install that discipline in the team, because the players on the team there. If you have Jordan who can decide to pass a ball, if you have Kudus who can decide to take on players who shall be kind of play sometimes.
Okay. All right.
You substitute him because you have the correct bench.
Okay.
You see, when you're looking at the 11 players, we need to have a look at the bench as well.
As well, yeah.
So for me, if you say local player, maybe it's a lie.
Okay.
But I'm not for local coach.
No problem. That's fine. That's fair. Thank you so much. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. You can also send us a WhatsApp message. Right? We're having a hypothetical thing here. So I'm asking listeners, if we were forced, let's say we are forced to pick a coach from Ghana, who would you pick to handle the Black Stars? Let me take this caller. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
It is Edmund from Bridge, okay?
Okay, all right.
Good. So if we had to pick a coach, it would be Kwesi Appiah.
Okay, so if we're picking a Ghanaian coach, you would pick Kwesi Appiah.
I'll go Kwesi Appiah. Because even when we had Djokovic as our coach, after the World Cup, and we had all the good players. Yes, we won 2 matches and lost 2 matches. We lost to Italy and Brighton. Okay? My point is this. Even when we bring the foreigners, we are unable to go forward. It's either we start building our system well. Okay? Get our players to be disciplined. Get a good culture as we used to pick a coach. Get some, responsible players. And then that's what I really need. If you go for local coach,
this is Sporty FM, the voice of sport.
Okay, all right. Thank you for your call. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. Let me take this caller. Hello?
Nathan.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
The studio is heated this morning. I mean, when Kevin come around, Charlie, like Kevin and Raymond, I think just one woman.
Why?
Charlie, the way they go at each other, Charlie, every time.
Oh no, it's all parts. We all can be on one side.
Hey, every time. Kevin the first romantic.
Yeah, that's how it is.
See, if Kevin come the studio now, no see Charlie, Kevin, yeah, come and fight for it. Raymond cannot have his way in the studio every time. Kevin, press his neck. Press his neck for it. And come by. And you go and take Kusapon.
Sorry, you do what?
I know you go and take Kusapon.
You go and take Coach Sapon.
I you go and take him. No nonsense, man.
Okay, all right.
Oh, this one there. Charlie, that's by the way. For him there, Charlie, you can. So later, I think you see, Lai can manage this job. But you see how Lai left the under 17 job.
Mm-hmm.
You see, Lai we don't like people to interfere in his job.
Mm-hmm.
At least I don't think they are ready to do that. So it will be difficult even for Lai to accept this job. But Lai, playing Lai with even manipulation, like that honor will be there. You the player. What have you seen that I have not seen before?
Mm-hmm.
You see, but the influence of the FA will not allow these people to come on board. But when you get Lai, you get agents supporting him. You the player in the dressing room. These players, what have you seen that they've not seen before?
Mm-hmm.
And you see where I'm going. You see where I'm coming from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think the time that we have now, we shouldn't go and bring any coach that will now come and look at data and all. Charlie, we'll come and waste our time. Yesterday I said something. I said we should pick people that knows the team.
Mm-hmm.
People that are closer to the team. All right, we don't go and waste money and go and bring Herve Renard. That guy is the job big money in Saudi Arabia. We don't go and waste our time over there. This is a short term, and we'll be lying and manipulated. Let them together. Let them take the thing to work out.
Okay.
Yes, Ali.
All right. Thank you. 054-257-1061 054-257-1061. Send us a WhatsApp message, right? Send us a WhatsApp message. The question for the morning is, if we were constrained and we had to pick a Ghanaian coach for the Black Stars, who would you pick? Let me take this caller. Hello.
Hello. Yes, good morning, Nikan.
Yes, good morning.
Your friend question,
all right, please go ahead, Akwesi.
I'm a colleague now in the studio.
Okay.
Me here, for now, almost 50 Ghana for the day. Also share support Ghana for the ma. Omo football the way you need football. One now the way if for no Ghana for the way organize man decision we take now. And then go see or how be every work with you bomb. Sometimes no more media for them say fine we be only panel or down for the way I'm no share no you know na hame because there's a hard game last time hospital and doctor for them go when match it you know doctors men that is for call rounds and next for because remember na blaster phone buy doctor no actually you say omo blaster food me ultimately the boy because na ayani gwatete afọ internal progress about the support mama the budget way is scam what to nyama keke ni football so na sikama kronu European soccer don't you get oh magana oh from sikana ma into yen league no yen product na you want and say here then you need want to nyama o man so be yen next team so enye you and so me and yen progress nya big so national team so say minimum say you China na say you standard local team kwa even a bit to represent or man so maybe as of for Ghana from Nigeria baby a baby and national it's for no mushia but you are not serious no man no what it here madam Atipa let me show 920 054 257 1061
257-1061. Let me take this caller. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Nathan. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
My name is Frederick. I'm calling from Tema.
All right, please go ahead.
I want to ask a question. You said if we are constrained and we need to pick a local,
Yeah.
who would we ask for?
Yeah.
The question I also want to ask is, what do we really want to, like, what is the end game at the World Cup?
Nobody knows except the people at the FA. They can tell us.
But let's be realistic. Even if we bring in Pep or the Klopp, we are not winning the World Cup.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You see, there is a problem. This current FA, they've been chopping and changing coaches. At what point do we ask them to also step aside? This is the fifth or the sixth coach they are cycling through, right?
Uh-huh.
The same body, the same group of people. If we are chopping and changing coaches, chopping and changing players, so the same, results. That is basically the definition of, excuse my language, stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
Mm-hmm.
The only group that would not change is those people at the FA.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at something. The pinnacle of Ghana football. I was born in 1989.
But unfortunately, that power doesn't lie in any other person's hands than the Football Republic, as I call them.
Exactly. That's correct. That's true. I was born in 89, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw a bit of the Black Stars. Like, I saw the later days of Addo, Pele, and Co.
Mm-hmm.
The highlights I remember in my generation is qualifying for 2006 World Cup,
mm-hmm.
going to 2010 World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And you know the two things that we did right? The first one was Ben Kofi's project.
Mm-hmm.
The one that he took Michael Essien and Co. from under 17 all the way through. Then we got the VDIO group, right? Even in Brazil, you look at the squad we took to Brazil, and I will tell you that squad is probably the best of any squad we've taken to a World Cup. It's just that because of ballroom stuff and other things, things didn't work out. So the template is there. At this point, look, we need to accept that we are not good enough. Let's give ourselves some 2-3 years and say, you know what, Ghanaians, calm down the expectations. Let's build a team. We'll qualify for the World Cup. It's a bonus. Don't put unnecessary pressure on. Look, Otto Addo, look, I'm doing my UEFA licensing with the Scottish FA. I went to Scotland, and they have this thing they say, the School of Performance.
Mm-hmm.
All the best players, the best young players, that goes to the Celtics and Rangers
mm-hmm.
and Co.
Yeah.
Those that are not good enough to go to those things, the Scottish FA picked these guys up,
mm-hmm.
trained them. What a 13-year-old boy was doing, man, the guy was standing right in the center circle. A pass was locked to him, controlled with his chest, one-time shot, straight to the target. The target was what we normally call 90 degrees in our local palace.
Mm-hmm.
I stood there with my brother and I said, man, this is a 13-year-old boy. Let's come down here to our under 20s. I bet you we line up 10 of our best under 20 players and they can't do it. So it's no surprising that for the past 6, 7, 8, probably 10 years, we are not doing anything at the under 17, under 20 level because now we are not getting those overage players that can, use their age as an advantage over the youngsters who had the skill and the talent. That is what we are lacking now. But we are just peppering over the cracks. Oh, we're going to the World Cup. So what? We go to the World Cup, we get to quarterfinals, semifinals, and all of a sudden everything is good. No. So to me, let alone. I don't care who they give the team to. Mm-hmm. It's about time we'll be honest with ourselves and say, look, we should have told you earlier that we are building a team and we qualified for the World Cup. I want us to build a team to win. The next AFCON is not realistic, but
mm-hmm.
the next 2 AFCONs is realistic.
Mm-hmm.
I want us to win a trophy. I don't care if we go to World Cup and we play second. Who cares? Who remembers Brazil? That Brazil went to France 19 and they played second. But I want to win. How many years now? Over 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
But we are always looking at these short-term success. Yes, let's qualify for World Cup and we say that this administration has done well, this administration has done. No.
Mm-hmm.
To me, the whole thing is a joke. Let's be frank. I don't get it. You were beaten 5-1 by Austria. We played very poor. We played Germany, we lost, but it was an improvement. So I'm asking myself, you didn't sack him after Austria, but you sacked him after the German game. Is a panic, the panic now setting in? We are about 98% of those of us, Football Republic, who are not part of the Football Republic. We knew that the coach is not fit for purpose, but they kept telling us, oh, he's good. Here we are. Money that honestly, sometimes it hurts. Guy, we made this argument that, look, we lack debts in hospitals and stuff, and then we are pumping money into sports. Yes, I don't care. The health minister is there. He can also do his stuff to get money for that. But it's annoying. It's just annoying. Okay.
All right.
If I go on, I'm going to rant and rant. So you say thanks for the opportunity. Let the football public know that, look, we are all not fools. Maybe some of us are fools, but not all of us.
Okay.
They have to step aside. They have to go. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. 9:27. It's an interesting thought. This morning, I woke up thinking about this. Look, the future of Ghana football, it can only get better when the Football Republic decides to be honest with themselves. That's the thing. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Hello, my name is Major, calling from Abuja.
Okay, all right. Please go ahead.
Local coach, I don't think local coach, the foreign players that respect the local coaches. And one, if you make your own bitter, where you go to run go. Our local league is not performing well. The FA, its product is local league. It's not doing anything to progress playing Champions League. How many of our team playing Champions League performing well? So if you make your own bitter, you think you progress. It will not work. So the FA should do things where the facilities, we don't have quality pitches. Our local players are not good enough to play in a good pitch. And we bring foreign players, they are playing good in good pitches, but they can't deliver. So our local players are better than them because we don't have Ghana, we don't have quality pitches, but they play. Majority that player causing penalty. How many Ghanaian defenders will do that? But they'll bring them, they'll just come and play something, then they just go.
But I mean, causing penalties, I mean, if a player causes a penalty, it doesn't matter whether he's local based or foreign based. It can happen to anybody, right? Yeah.
But if local players do it, the way the journalists talk about it is so bitter than if foreign players do it.
Sporty FM.
Okay, so the GFA should do your own better.
Okay.
After, if you don't do your own better, don't think anything will progress for you.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. 9:29. All right, let's take a few more calls and then we call it a morning. Hello.
Hello, Nathan. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Okay. My name is 12.
Sorry?
I'm 12.
Okay.
KG.
All right, please go ahead.
When we played Austria, and we did a space, and I was complaining about the Regragui 2 being part of our problem. You were asking me what Henry has done. See, after Germany, they still came back to sit on the press table to come and say all sorts of things again. You know what? Me, this is what coach Sanchez. The man will you know again. The money, but whether it's a Willem now, or be a Yawade, whether it has delayed or it was something that we should have done a long time, fine. You take some away, but the right decision has been taken. He's been sacked. Going forward, if we are to look for, let's say, a local coach, for me, there's no other than Agodi. With the kind of experience he has gained, the kind of experience he has, Agodi is our best. Some will say Tanko. Ibrahim Tanko, aside the stint with Cameroon as the assistant coach, See, I need money. We can be again. Under 23, under 20, now let me go into again. They build up. No, even though Tanko is good, but it needs consistency. Tanko is not consistent enough for us at this moment. Okay, and I don't know why Ghana is so building up push. Like the trend of look at how Afriyie came to the system. Stayed as an assistant for a couple of years, trained under the Serbian before he was given the pathway to success. We don't see those things again in our football. We don't train the coaches. We don't invest in the coaches. Why am I even surprised? After all, our coach football, I don't even invest in them again. We'll go and mango like we'll go and plug mango in the bushes there. And I will go outside and go and plug bring foreign players one outside to come and play for our blaster. They don't have that coach. They don't know the terrain. The Sules, the Asians, the Mutaris, the Mutaris and the players, they play with each other for a very long time. So even if this one has a deficiency, this one covers it up. We don't see those things in the blasters anymore. So for me, if Renard is available, fine. You guys are making a point that they have not done anything relevant for some time. Sometimes we join Addo. For Addo, Koni, Ube, Nakan. Resource Edibano, or improve. Sometimes he also plays a role. Probably when he was in the French women's team, he didn't have that kind of resource, even though they are good with women's football.
He didn't have the resource. The French women's national team.
So even though they are good football team, but it is women's football. Nathan, it is women's football. So right? Yes. No. French women's football is good, but at the moment, compared to the others, the English football team, the Spanish football team, those are their prize. But when it comes to women's football, you know, if you're not I'm a few. Probably a resource and then he went to Saudi. The Saudi too. See, you can't tell me the Saudi players they have compared to the Ghanaian players. The Saudi players are better than we the Ghanaian players. Saudi Pro League, I'm a Ghana Premier League point. You get it? So probably the players available to him, give him the job if he's available. Let him come and coach this thing. Okay. And then we'll see our way for it. It's all later. It's all. Charlie, what means a few nations they want to make I'm against it. The small joy we have left. I'm making one share. Give me get to just name you. Charlie, it's not what you want to they are going to be torn them. Relax. You see the interview was you see how sober it was. And I can actually their name. Don't they tell when in the channel? Oh, look at the model. It may not. Thank you.
All right. Let me take a couple more calls. We'll see if we can bring in Michael Asai Boedu. Yeah, I think we have a call on the line. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, I'm Clement from.
All right, Clement.
Yeah, you know, I'm not all that good, but I at least the 2010 African Cup of Nations, I was like 7, 8, 9 years, but I got a feel of it. Watching it with my dad since 2010, coming to 2015, also going to the final with Ivory Coast. I don't know what the national team can boast of, any trophy, and I don't know Ghana as a nation. The plans we have for ourselves, whether let's go and compete some, or let's go and try and come up, if we are trying to win some. You know, when Ghana won the African Cup, you read, when Ghana won the African Cup 4 times, I think by the Egyptians were only having, I think, now Egypt have 7, and we are still living in the glory days, the past times. I don't know what Ghana we are planning. What the football, you know, about the other caller who called saying that he's studying at Scotland and all those. I was listening to him very carefully. And I was like, I'm very sad. I'm very sad. It's true. I'm very sad. And even I want to know. I want to put this question to you. I want to know if there are 4 AFCON that we won. Like if we are having a place where you can go and have maybe a look at it, going to a museum, like a football museum. What
museum? Where?
Yeah, I'm asking.
Museum. If we had a museum, we would all know. unless it's hiding somewhere.
Really? Sorry.
If Ghana had a football museum, we would all know, unless there's one and it is hidden somewhere.
Wow. And me, I think about the GFA, Ghana Football Association, it's a top level management. Everything is dead. Everything is there. We shouldn't put the blame on the coaches or everything. We don't have a plan of the nation for our football. And it's about time we, the citizens, we raise our voices. Because, Ali, it's too sad. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. 9:36. We'll put a pause on the calls. Let me bring in Michael Asari-Bredu. I haven't spoken to Michael in a bit. Hey, callers. I said we are ending the call. Somebody, okay, let me take this last caller. And then when we are done, young guys, close the line after this one. Hello?
Yo, my own account.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning, bro.
Good morning.
Yeah, tell them I shout out to Kevin and Raymond over there, bro.
Yes. They are all here. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Why do they like Raymond in my time?
Oh, why?
Or anytime Raymond says something, they disagree with Raymond from you.
Oh, no, but I mean, we all can't have the same opinion. So
but all the time, but every day.
Yes, it's true. No, it's true. It's fine. Yes. That's how we like it.
Oh, okay. It's cool. You are enjoying it. You're enjoying it, bro. But what me, if I have a chance to pick a local coach here, Lai is the best man for the job.
Okay.
Because of his how recently coach there, how he's doing now, he showed that he can do the work. But right now, we don't need a local coach.
Okay.
But that's what you said. If the opportunity comes out, okay, we don't have any option. That's going to the local coach.
That's why I said that if we don't have an option, we have options. I'm just asking. It was just a question. So you don't. If you don't fancy any local coach, that is fine. So which coach would you prefer?
That is a lie. Lai is the right man for the job.
Okay.
Lai can do the job. Yeah,
okay.
Because of his yeah. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. We'll put a pause on the calls. Let me bring in Michael Asari-Bredu. Michael, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Nathan. I'm good. How about you?
I'm fine. Very interesting.
Tom and Jerry.
Yes. They like each other so much. They are always disagreeing. But Michael, I mean, we haven't spoken in a while. It's been a very hectic 48 hours since Monday with Otto, blah, blah, blah. Who do we want? Back and forth. What do you make of where we are now? The hunt for a new coach. Keto Quick, when I'll play his voice before we leave, he says they had to make a decision because things were not good. Where do we go from here? How do we find the next Black Stars head coach? What should we do to find a good coach to take this team where we believe this team must go?
But Nathan, before Michael, how are you doing? Before you answer, how are you doing, Michael? Oh, Michael.
Why don't you want Michael to answer the question?
No, before he answers. Michael, how are you doing?
I'm good, Raymond.
Oh, I can't hear Michael today.
We can.
No, I can't. No, I can't hear. Michael, how you doing?
Yep, I'm good.
Great. How is the agency business going?
Sporty FM, the voice of sport.
How many clients do you have at the moment?
So we are studying over 600 applications.
The GFA boss says that there are over 600 applications. Yeah. Hey, yo. Anyway, Michael, please go ahead. You have the floor.
So, back to the issue. There is no local coach who is ready for the Black Stars now. That's a fact. No local coach is ready to take over as a Black Stars coach. Not even Herve, judging by where we are and where we expect to get to. Because you can look at it as just a coach who will come in and do a job for the World Cup. But then again, right after the World Cup, we have to engage in AFCON qualifiers. And then we also have to prepare for the AFCON. Then it means you are not just getting a coach for the next 2 months. You should be getting a coach that is competent enough to do a solid job in like 2 years. Because after AFCON 2027, there will also be AFCON 2028. And so we need not... do you hear me clearly?
Yes. Michael, we can hear you clearly.
Okay. So we need not focus on just getting a coach for the World Cup. If we do that, then we'll be back to this same issue post the FIFA World Cup, and we'll be having conversations about it. No local coach is ready, but I think we can build capacity. We can build capacity in the sense that there was a practice that we did so well, right from 2006, 2008, 2010. We built capacities of local coaches. We gave them the various junior national football teams, and then we used it as a platform for them to actually get the needed exposure and also come to terms with how some of these things work at the national team level. And then eventually, some of these coaches were upgraded to assistant coaches within the senior national football setup. Some were even given the job of a local national football team. And beneficiaries of this initiative will include Silas Tete, Akwesi Apia, Maswell Kwinedu, and it follows through in that order. Along the line, coaches like Prosper Natogum, Masudi Dramani have enjoyed temporary attachment with the senior national football team, but I don't think it is the way to go. We actually need to make it a consistent practice where local coaches will get that needed exposure. Another thing was exporting local coaches to foreign football cultures where they went on attachment and then they learned something from such initiatives. At a point in time went to Sunderland. He's gone to Germany. Coaches like the late Michael Osei and the others have all gone abroad, learned a thing or two, and come back to improve their coaching based on such an experience. I think we need to be very deliberate about such a process. So if we are to appoint a coach now, a local coach is out of the question. Then we have to look at the foreign options, those available. What kind of a coach do we need? What actually is the issue with the Black Stars now? We've been going about team building, and that is a phase. Okay, so our team building process was maybe at phase 1 some 4 years ago. At what phase are we currently? And it will determine the kind of coach that we need. When you are building a team, you can maybe start small with a coach who necessarily does not have the needed exposure and all that. He grows with the team. Excuse me. He grows with the team. Now I get to that stage where you need to accelerate the progress of the team. And then you need someone with a competence level or with a richer expertise to take the team to the level they expected to get. So I think if we are getting the coach now, it should be a category A coach, not C, not B, not someone who is here and there. We need someone who has actually been there, done it, and then we can trust in his expertise that he will transform the fortunes of the team. I don't agree with anybody that says that the current Black Stars team don't actually have quality. Yes, we might not have the quality that is comparable to the likes of Argentina, Spain, France, but in our own contest, we don't have bad players. And I am not speaking in a restricted manner to the players that we call up into the national team. I am speaking in reference to every available Ghanaian footballer out there. The problem has been scouting. The problem has been invitations of players into the national team camp. We have restricted that to a select few, and it's giving us a lot of Ghanaian football fans the impression that players are not good enough. No. If we widen our scouting network, we will find players who will address the various needs in the team. We are complaining of not having a capable right fullback. But which players have we scouted in the last few years to come and occupy that spot? Seydou Alidu came on board, Tariq Lamptey, Denis Odoy, now it is Caleb Uyenchi. But a lot of Ghanaians agree that Uyenchi will do a solid job in the middle, judging by the deficiencies in that midfield department. So we are still on the lookout for a capable right fullback. We've had options. When Harrison Afful was playing for us, he was playing for Esperance. Kamaldeen Mamadou left the scene from Midiama to Al Hilal, and he has been making appearances for them in the CAF Champions League. He was invited into the Black Star setup. After just a game, we decided to ditch him because he did not impress. But same criteria. Ajete has been playing for the Black Stars. He is barely impressed. and he has been used consistently. So you know that there is an issue with scouting too, an issue with consistency in terms of what we want and the kind of standards that we want players to live up to. So we need a coach that will come in, and we want to break this practice and institute a practice that embraces wide scouting network, a practice that looks at players who actually we can trust. And so even when they come and the initial stages are not so good, we can still trust that they will grow, adapt to the team, and then eventually become better. Dedayu did not have a great start to his Black Stars career. He went back to learn, and then when he came back, he was ready. So we need such a coach with character, a coach who will instill discipline into the team, a coach who will drive home the essence of teamwork or ethic, and so that players embrace it fully and then they practice it on the field of play. And I think that is what we need at this point in time. If it means breaking the bank for such a character or such a profile, we must do that. That is what we need to take our team to the next level. Players need someone they can refer to and accord some kind of reverence. They would deeply respect such a character based on the work he's done and what he's actually teaching them. It has been established that in conversations about Otto Addo with some of the players, they were a bit confused as to what the coach wanted them to do exactly on the field of play. They were very confused about that. They didn't know what the coach wanted them to do. It was much more like, go out there and do something. Maybe we are playing in this shape, we are playing with this approach, but players were not given detailed instruction as to exactly what to do and how to do it. And that led to some of the confused performances we saw from some of these players. We need a coach who knows what he's doing, and then will be in a position to tell players exactly what he demands from them. That is what these Black Stars need. And in fact, if you look through, we don't necessarily have specialists. Let's say a specialist defender, a specialist goalkeeper, a specialist attacker. We have players who have dual profiles. And so if you are not specific in your communication with them or in your instruction or what you expect of them in the game as to their roles, they will confuse it, because Semenyo at a point in time can play as a wing attacker and can also play as an attacker from the middle. Jordan Ayew can play as a second striker, as a center forward, or occupy a spot on the flanks. So if you don't detail roles, responsibilities on the field of play, and be very specific at it, these players will go onto the pitch and they will confuse each other. And that is why we need a coach who understands what he's doing and can do a solid job. There are names that have been mentioned, and I think a select group of coaches fit that profile. Herve Renard, definitely. My only concern is that he looks like he's on a decline. He's not at the peak of his powers. At a time where he was at the top of his game, we missed out on getting him. Eventually, we went for Avram Grant. I think the best time to have appointed Herve Renard was when he left Zambia. We should have gone for him at that point in time, and he would have built us a solid team. And the team that existed then was more of a plug and play, because there was the basis, the backbone of that team was there. So what he needed to do was just address some few issues, and then we would have been good to go. Now is a different story. Again, his stock has plummeted. From Morocco, he went to Saudi Arabia. Yes, that historic win over Argentina at the World Cup, but he left. He went to France with a women's national team. Did not really make any positive inroads with them, and then he returned to Saudi Arabia. Now there is talk that they are even not pleased with the kind of job that he's done, and they will be happy to see the back of him in charge of a Saudi Arabian national team. So all these play a part. Are we getting Herve Renard, the name, the pedigree, or are we getting Herve Renard, the solid coach as he was in the previous time? That is one key thing we need to look at. There is Pitso Mosemani as well. Pitso has been known to be a very strong character, but also an excellent coach. Yes, he might have his own issues with temperament and all that. But I think when he is properly managed, he can also do a solid job with the Black Stars. And I think he understands the African game so well. He's going to not just play at the World Cup, but he will also be playing in the AFCON qualifiers and the AFCON. 2 AFCONs after the World Cup, 2027, 2028. So how great will it be that you have a coach who understands the African terrain, knows African players, and knows how to go about things? And again, we have some very good players on the African continent, which we've not really paid attention to. But if you are getting a coach who understands the terrain, has played in the CAF interclub competitions for consistent periods, and knows the standard that exists at such a stage, then he will be able to look at some of these players who we think can still contribute to the Black Stars.
The voice of sports.
He might not be your typical experienced coach at the international level, but he has done a respectable job in terms of club level. And I think now is a time where he needs to upgrade to maybe international football. And the Black Stars could probably serve as that opportunity for him to make that transition and then do a job. Again, if we are going for a typical short term, Wilfred Schaefer has known this team, has been with Otto Addo. Can we get him on board as a superior technical head? And then we platform other coaches whose pedigree might not match up to his to be his understudies and then also be his assistants, and then just take it to the World Cup. Typical short term, do that job and then move on. But I don't think it would eventually help us post the FIFA World Cup period. So yes, names have been coming up. Walid Regragui, I think I don't agree to that choice. And this is my reason. Aside Morocco, he's not had any African football experience. And the Moroccan culture is typical European football culture. The systems in place, how they go about their staff, facilities and all that. The practice, the culture that exists in Morocco is very different from what exists in the sub-Saharan region, particularly Ghana. You bring in Walid Regragui, who has grown accustomed to the European standard and then the Moroccan standard, to the Ghanaian football setup. He will suffer a lot of culture shocks. And if you are not careful, he will leave. Again, I think he will suit a more French, Arabian football setup than a typical Anglophone football setup. How we do things here, very different. Eric Shell is able to do what he's doing with Nigeria because he's coming from Mali. And the system there is no different from what happens or pertains to Nigeria. But Walid Regragui is from a typical top standard, world standard level, Morocco. Everything is in place. The scouts, those who do their jobs, and you bring him to Ghana, he won't survive. It is not about even thriving. He won't survive. He's a good coach, but he will find himself in the wrong setup, and it will likely not sit down well with him. So I think he will suffer a culture shock. Of all the foreign names that have been mentioned, he's that one I will not go for. I don't think he's ready for a job like Ghana. I might be very pessimistic with this, but I will want to be very stubborn in my stance. I don't think Walid Regragui can do the Black Stars job at this point in time. Maybe when we set up various infrastructure, when we have a proper system in place, then we can look at such coaches. But if we are going for him now, it will be another doom story in some time to come.
Interesting. So we are at a very serious juncture where we have to make a decision on who we want, and we need to ID all these potential pitfalls you've mentioned, the culture shocks and all. Tough. I guess we all don't envy the GFA. They need to make a decision. We don't envy them at all. Michael, you are talking about short-termist, long-termist. Where do you stand on this? Because some people think that let's bring in a coach to handle the World Cup assignment. After that, we say bye, and then we start to plan for the future. Some people to say, let's bring in a coach. His first assignment is the World Cup. We shouldn't really care how things go at the World Cup. We leave him in charge 2 years, 3 years, and then we're seeing how he structures the national team. Where do you stand on this?
I think we need to look at crisis management and also building for the future. We can combine the two and still get what we want. Perfectly, we can do that. So we need to manage the crisis we find ourselves in. We are like barely 80 days to the FIFA World Cup, 80 days to play in our first game in the competition. What we need is that we need a coach who will quickly come, put in place some 1 or 2 measures, make sure he readies the team psychologically, technically. Then we're able to scout the opponents that will be playing. And don't forget, the coach is not going to work alone. He will have a team, a structure. And I believe that Otto Addo and his team might have done some job on the opponents that will be playing. So there will be material there already. And that material will be studied by the new coach when he comes. And it so happens that he will come with his own team to try and then do their job. So they have something to reference. So any top coach, irrespective of a time frame, can still come and put a solid team together and go play at the World Cup. Now you need to build on from the World Cup, irrespective of what befalls us. Whether we go there and it works, or we go there and then we don't impress, we can still build on that. And that is what we failed to do after the 2022 FIFA World Cup. There were positives in that World Cup appearance. And then there were things that did not go well. Yes, we lost to Portugal, but it was about our inexperienced nature in terms of coaching and then the playing body. We improved in the game against South Korea, albeit we played that game sitting on tenterhooks, but we won. And we should have built on that against Uruguay. It was a game that we did not really manage emotionally, the whole talk around it and everything. So the players played with more emotions than tactics, and they lost. Then we should have built on from there. But immediately after the World Cup, the conversation was about Otto Addo. He left, Chris Hughton was appointed, and it looked like it was not a continuation of the existing structure or what was in place. Chris Hughton also decided to do his own thing. Interestingly, he was part of that setup that went to the World Cup, but he tried to discuss some 1 or 2 things. I think what we lack is continuity. So if we appoint a coach for just the World Cup, it will be feeding into the narrative, the same old things that we've been doing. And it would cost us in the end, because right after the World Cup, we have to start playing AFCON qualifiers. And I don't want us to get to that stage where we are still scratching our heads and looking at the direction we have to head towards during a crucial AFCON qualifier, and then also preparing for the AFCON as well. So I would rather prefer a coach who takes us to the World Cup, then he builds on that to play the qualifiers, and by the time that the AFCON 2027 will be due, that coach would have had enough information or data so he can work with, and then can put together a solid team that can go to the AFCON and do something. If we go to the AFCON 2027 and even do not win, there is a 2028 edition. So I think what should happen now is continuity, and it should inform the kind of coach that we go for. Is he someone that we can trust, can do a job in the short term, and can build on it and record gradual progress, so that by the time the 2028 AFCON comes, Ghana would have a solid team built with consistency, quality, and standard that will be able to deliver and make us proud at that tournament. That is what I think. But if the focus is, Yankee can be Bimbo Fankobo World Cup, in my opinion, that does not work.
In line with that, so you say, let's have a coach. His first assignment is the World Cup. We keep him after the World Cup, and then we build from there. Should the outcomes at the World Cup determine that coach's long-term future?
No, I think the outcomes at the World Cup should rather determine the future of the players. It is one thing that we forget. Oftentimes, coaches are at the firing line, and then the players are left off the hook. I have not seen the Black Stars maintain standards with players like we've done with coaches. If we did, players like Elisha Owusu will still not be playing for the Black Stars.
Sporty FM.
If we did, excuse me, but maybe I'm being unfair to Elisha Owusu. I mentioned his name. But a lot of players who have played for the Black Stars from that period, from 2022 till now, we will still not call them and use them. Oftentimes, it is the coaches. I don't think any outcome at the World Cup should
determine the fate of any coach that we appoint. There is something also known as patience in football. And it's one thing that a lot of Ghanaian football fans have not had. We have grown so impatient. We have become so result-oriented that we have been oblivious to how football processes are. You don't just start and win. And even if you do everything right, there's no guarantee that you win. In fact, Morocco, they've been doing a lot of things right with their football, but they've not won the AFCON. Yes, they've recorded some considerable amount of success. They went to the World Cup semi-final. They've played in the AFCON final. But the point is that there is no tangible success to reference that this is our trophy for all the investment that we've done. It is so with their junior national teams and then their CHAN teams. But with the main Moroccan national team, they've not recorded that success. So even if you do everything right, it has not portrayed success. Senegal were patient enough with Aliou Cisse that he failed more times than he won the AFCON. But that single AFCON win trumps every other record of failure. He failed in subsequent AFCON tournaments. He lost before they won in the AFCON. They had lost the 2019 showcase to Algeria. I stand to be corrected. When Algeria won it before Senegal did. So you fail more times than you actually win in football.
Sporty FM.
It is about the understanding and the patience that will come from the fans. Whatever decision that has been taken regarding Otto Addo, yes, he just dug his own pit with some of his misgivings, the things he didn't do right and all that. But the decision to sack him and where it came from, the influence, the government part they played, stems from the public perception about the coach. Let's just excuse the Otto Addo bit. Imagine if it was any other coach who was doing well, but had encountered this defeat in such a manner. Would the fans be patient enough to understand that we will still need to get there, but before we get there, we would have to cope, endure some of these painful results? That is what we need. The fan base, the fans need to understand that. And it should come from deliberate efforts to discuss some of these things to make them understand. It should come from those running the national teams. It should come from the coaches. But
this is Sporty FM, the voice of
force. Should also see that whatever thing they are preaching, the progress they preach, the patience they preach, the understanding, they should see signs. Because if I come to you now and I tell you it is going to rain, then you come out and you see no clouds in the sky, you will not really believe what I say. But if you come out and you see that the clouds are out there, the weather is moody, then you will come to understand that yes, truly it's going to rain. You can't come to me and preach, we are building this, we are doing that, and then on the field of play, if I don't see any results, if I don't see anything that points towards that, you want me to still believe? No, I wouldn't. So it is a 50-50 thing. As we preach that the fans understand and become patient with whatever direction we decide to take, they should also do things right so that the things they preach will be evident enough that the fans will reflect and then they will come to understand and practice patience. That is how we need to go about it. But irrespective of the results at the World Cup, whether we go out of the group stage, if we make it to the round of 16, we should not be so enthusiastic or aggressive about it. We should rather focus on what the task is, the ultimate goal, and that is what we should champion.
Well, we'll see how it goes. The FA president has been speaking about Otto Addo and all of that. We'll see how these things will play out. Michael, thank you so much. We'll catch up later. I guess this is not the end of this Otto Addo episode, right? Because now we have to find a new coach. Then there's there'll be a press conference, all questions. The Black Stars never-ending drama, I'm telling you. Anyway, Michael, thank you for joining. We'll catch you later. Enjoy your day.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, that was Michael Asai-Bredu joining us from Sporty 91.3. I promised that we'd hear from GFA boss Kurt Okreku. Yes, let's hear from GFA boss Kurt Okreku speaking on the sacking of Otto Addo. He was speaking with 3 Sports' Michael Otieje in this particular interview?
I think that it's been a period of two phases, I would say. One phase, me watching Ghana play against Germany and putting up a decent performance. And another phase, me having to say bye-bye to a coach I've worked well with for a while. It's been a tough 24 hours, but that's life. So first of all, I would say without being proud, with all humility, that I'm a leader who is dynamic. I'm a leader who is honest to issues around me, and I'm a team player, which is most important. And I think that when you're leading the team, you may have your strong opinions about the issues, but there are moments that you need to listen to the team for the greater good of our country. And at this moment, we thought it's Ghana first, and we have to go in a different direction. I've seen Otto work over time since we engaged him. I've heard millions of comments. I've seen him prepare the team for games. I've seen the last 4 or 5 games that we have played. I've seen the group. I've seen the executive committee discuss the games that we have played. And I've also heard about our shared vision for the World Cup. And I thought that it was time for us to look at another direction for our common vision.
That was GFA boss Ket Okreku saying that it was time for a new direction. All right, 7 minutes after 10, we are wrapping it up here on the Sporty Breakfast. My name is Nathan Kwao. Raymond Yamado joined me. He's still here. I don't know whether he's still scouting for information. Calvin Owusu also joined us. You also joined us via the calls and WhatsApp number 054-257-1061. Michael Asaribodu joined us. Many shouts to my production team, Immortal, Nanekia, Angela, and Abigail. Many shouts to Emmanuel, Ayamga, and Fly. Many shouts to my DJ Fidelis. Many thanks to my technical team. We'll catch you later. There's the news at midday, Sporty Plug at 12:30, Sporty Drive at 4, European Nights at 7. I'm sure they'll talk a bit more about the World Cup playoffs. The playoffs are done. The 48 team list is set. Tomorrow, God willing, we'll run through all the countries that have qualified for the World Cup. The groups are filled now. Tomorrow, we'll go through all of that. This has been the Sporty Breakfast. We'll catch you later. Enjoy your day. Keep a dials locked on Sporty 106.1 FM. We are the voice of sport.